watching News 4 Nashville at 6:30.
Welcome back here this evening. We are joined right now by Dr. Alex Jahangir. He's with Vanderbilt University Medical Center. He's also one of the head people that you see daily in these updates from Metro Nashville and the Coronavirus Task Force. Dr. Jahangir, thanks so much for being with us. We really wanted to take an opportunity to bring some of the questions that a lot of our viewers have to you directly, and a lot of them focus on PPE, these personal protection equipment devices, right? So let's start with masks. What do you think would change if more people wore masks at this point?
So great to talk to you tonight. I think it's really, first of all, important to define PPE a little bit. I think when most people think of PPE, they think of the N95 mask and the big surgical mask, and that's not what most of the population needs. So most of the population needs, and what the CDC recommends, is a cloth mask that you can make, you can buy, and the recommendation is that anyone over 2 that can wear a cloth mask should. And what that does is that actually prevents spread of the virus to others. So it's not necessarily protecting you, but it's protecting your neighbors. And what's really interesting is out of UC Berkeley just a couple of weeks ago, there was a study that came out by the group that saw that if 80% of a population wore a mask, the coronavirus will go down by a factor of 12. So 1/12 of the population, 1/12 of the infection would show up. And so it's really fascinating, and it has been shown to work.
Yeah, that is, absolutely. And that's why you see so many people sewing them and companies retooling to try to create them. Let's talk about gloves, too. Some people are using gloves and then reusing the gloves. Is there any kind of concern about cross-contamination when you're reusing things like that?
Sure. So yes, I think the whole thing is when you get the virus on your hands. So whether it's your bare hands or you're wearing gloves, if you aren't careful and use I personally like hand washing. I think somebody once gave me a great example. Is kind of if you touch raw chicken with your hands, you're definitely going to wash it. If you touch raw chicken with a pair of gloves, you may be less inclined to wash it. So gloves are fine, but just make sure you reuse. You get new ones as you do new things, and you touch something that can potentially contaminate.
Let's talk about these measures of staying at home, social distancing, safer at home, essentially. A lot of us are in our 8th, 9th week at home here in the mid-state, and I think a lot of people are getting tired of it, quite frankly. What do you think about the fact that a lot of people just want to get out there, and are we putting the mid-state at risk by being maybe a little bit more careless and just getting on the road?
Well, I'll tell you, I'll be the first to raise my hand to say I'm getting tired of it too. I think, at this time of year, it's a beautiful time to be outside in our great city. But I want to be very clear, this is a hard thing to do now. And a little bit of pain, for lack of a better word, now will pay dividends long term. I mean, I think I'm so proud of what Nashvillians have done thus far in the 7 or so weeks that we've been under Safer at Home. Literally a week ago, we were supposed to open a 1,400 bed hospital in the Music City Center, and we don't have that problem right now, thank goodness, and it's because of the hard work and resilience of Nashvillians, and so I would just say, just stick it out a little longer. We're now we were the first city in this state and maybe in this region that opened the Safer at Home, and we're the last to come out of it. And I think we are much better for that. But as Mayor Cooper has mentioned, and I will mention, is we want to open the community up. We want people to go out and enjoy our city, but let's do it in a smart way and let the science and data drive how we do this.
Yeah, and how are you describing all of that to your 3 young children?
It's challenging, but it is fascinating. Kids get it, right? And I remember I came home one day after many hours of doing this great work I've been given the opportunity to do, and my 3 children had drawn something in chalk that showed we're all in this together. And it really resonated with me, because what I explained to them is, listen, I have a kindergartner, a first grader, and a third grader. And at that age, they understand getting sick, and they understand how germs spread. And they understand that sometimes if you're not careful, your loved ones can die. And we've had these discussions, and they're tired of it. My gosh, I'm sure all of us, whether you're 5 like my youngest or you're in your 40s like me, have had moments of where you just want to cry and have breakdowns. But they get it. They're, you know, we're so fortunate to have a great support system, and with technology, right? Who would have thought my 9-year-old would be on a FaceTime app with her friends in the morning, and they actually read together and play games together. So they're making do, and I'm sure a lot of people in Nashville are doing the same thing.
Absolutely. Dr. Alex Jahangir, thanks so much for your time. Of course, Vanderbilt University Medical Center, also a member of the COVID-19 task force here in Metro. Thanks for your time.